Well, Paul, just to start us off, give us your assessment of the season so far for you in terms of how things have been going here in the yard and on the racecourse.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very quiet summer with very little horses in, and we knew we were going to be quiet, unfortunately. But we had a nice couple of winners in the last few weeks. A couple of nice horses ran disappointingly the last 10 days, but hopefully we've those back on track now, and we've found a little underlying problem, and hopefully it'll be okay.
As we can see here, the whole yard is covered in snow here. Paul, tell us about the challenges of you getting out and doing your day-to-day business in these difficult weather conditions.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we're never geared up for these things, and it was a bit early in the year. We didn't think it was going to freeze as bad or we'd get as much snow. You know, we have to continuously go around to the horses with buckets of water and stuff, and where normally they're drinking trucks. You should take things for granted, I suppose, you know. And the gallop is probably the hardest thing to keep right, because it's a sand and fibre gallop. There's no Vaseline or wax in it. So when it gets down to these freezing temperatures, we continuously have to harrow it during the night. But it was so cold last night that even at that, we were still in trouble this morning. So we're very much behind schedule here this morning.
Well, obviously we're only 4 weeks out now from the Leopardstown Festival, Paul. How much do you look forward to the Leopardstown Festival, and I suppose what are your best memories from the festival down through the years?
Yeah, Leopardstown has been very good to us over the years. I mean, it's one of the highlights of the Irish calendar, and you know, it's a great track. It's a very fair track, and I think there's no excuse in Leopardstown. You can't complain about any sort of undulations or bends or anything like that. So I mean, to me it's the fairest racetrack in the world.
Well, you had one of your best days ever there last February when John Call won the Hennessy Gold Cup, and what's the plans now for John Call in the short term?
Yeah, the plans for John Call now, we'll go straight to the Lexus. We're a bit disappointed in his first run, but again, we've hopefully found a problem, and he's absolutely in ball order at the moment. A little bit behind schedule for Punchestown, so we've decided to bypass that and we'll go straight for the Lexus. We feel tactically wise we left it behind us last year, and hopefully we can go on better this year.
Noble Prince, another one of your stable stars, and an impressive winner in Punchestown in October, and Noble Prince a target for Leopardstown as well, Paul?
Yeah, that's right. Noble Prince will be in the Grade 1 2-miler. We thought maybe he might be more of a middle distance horse, more of a stayer as he was in the flat, but Paul Carberry was very impressed with him in Punchestown and said that the 2 miles will be no problem to him. So we're hoping that he's right.
Another horse people will be keeping an eye on this season, Shinrock Paddy. What are the plans for him, Paul?
Yeah, the plans for Shinrock, unfortunately the Hatton's Grace was a little bit more competitive than maybe we might have thought it was going to be, so we decided not to run him in that, and we'll head to Leopardstown as well. There's a couple of different races for him coming up before then, and we've different options, but again he'll probably be a target for some race over Christmas. He's in great form. He'll go to the Tara Hurdle in Navan, and we'll look at things after that then with him. But I'd say Navan is more the race that he's going to go for now in the coming weeks.
What other horses should we be looking out for this year, Paul, in the stable? What horses are exciting you with their possible potential this year?
Yeah, we've two very nice youngsters there in Carlos Wayback and Seafield, who was disappointed in Navan. But we think he's a very good horse. Carlos Wayback was impressive in Limerick, albeit it mightn't have been a wonderful contest, but all he could do was win it, and he did. He's also in the Barry and Sandra Kelly. He was to run in Fairyhouse. That's looking dodgy now, but he also will be entered in Leopardstown. So we've a couple of options with Carlos Wayback. We're hoping he's a full brother to Roberto Goldback. He's a smashing pedigree. We've always thought a lot of him, and hopefully he won't let us down.
Just going back to the Lexus Chase at Leopardstown, Paul, and looking at the opposition that John Call will probably face, and we were looking at the list of challengers there: Waterfred, Neptune, Collage, possibly Cooldine, Sizing Europe, Diamond Harry. How much as a trainer do you look at the opposition that your horses are going to face, and how much do you just have to concentrate on your own horse?
Well, I mean, when you get to the stage that you're that level of horse, that you're rated 160 plus chaser, you just try to have your horse as healthy as possible. Because you're going to have to take on these real good horses, and with the entries at this stage for the Lexus, it looks even probably more of a competitive race than even it was last year. And with the English challengers coming over more and more, you know, we're just hoping that if our fella's healthy and well on the day, that he'll be able to give them a race for us, and with a bit of luck and jumping, and if he's healthy and well, he should give them a race for it.
But finally, Paul, last year was your best season in terms of prize money. I'm sure you'll be hoping to better that this season. So how important is Leopardstown in terms of the season up and running and making sure that come 2011 there's a few quid already there in the bank?
Oh, well, I mean, as we said, the big days are so important. Small days are important as well, but these bigger and better races tend to keep you on the map. There's more publicity surrounding it, and you know, it's all about these good ones. If you can get them good enough to run in races like this, you just, I suppose every horse gets the same treatment, but with these horses that are contesting the Grade 1 races, you do tend to sort of pamper them a little bit more. And as we said, these big horses like Jessica over the years with Moscow Flyer, Beaver, Salmon, all these really good horses, Willie with Florida Pearl and Alexander Banquet, all these good horses are what make Irish racing, and hopefully they can keep Irish racing on the map this year to keep the Lexus and these good races at home.